Now, in my previous videos where I've showed the inside of my safe, a lot of people have noticed that I had quite a few knives inside my safe along with my firearms. This has caused a lot of people to send me requests saying, hey, could you show us all your knives? Could you give us some advice on buying knives, etc.? Well, the first part of that I can do real easy. I'll work on the second part later, but first off, I'll just start with showing you my knives. And I will start with the most important section of knives I have, my zombie knives. Now, these are all K-bar knives. I've got my zombie war sword, my zombie pestilence chopper, and my zombie death dagger here. So these are all my K-bar knives. These are all the, they're nice K-bars. They got a nice thick blade on them. Now, obviously, I don't use these. These are a novelty knife. This is not something that I'm actually taking camping or anything like that. So these are all still in pristine condition. Now, another knife I have that I actually consider a zombie knife is this Gerber machete type knife here. I forget what it's called. But if you watch The Walking Dead, you'll know why I consider this a zombie knife. This is the machete that Glenn uses through most of, I believe it's season 2. So I consider this a zombie knife. I actually have a couple of them. I have this one that I'm keeping pristine, and I have one that's in my pack that I actually use that is not pristine, but I'll show you the prettier one here. Okay, now I'm just going to show you some more of my traditional fixed blade knives, or pig stickers as my grandfather used to call them. Of course, he used to always call women who wore pants Jezebels and had some other really nice sayings for pretty much every other minority. So his colloquialisms are probably best left in the past, so I'm just going to call them fixed blade knives. I believe this is called a daggert. It's just a pretty knife. I bought it because it's pretty. I don't really use this. It's kind of too big to take camping or hiking or anything. I just bought it because I liked it. Now this one, however, this is another SOG. This is the Pentagon, and I actually own 2 of these. One I keep in my camping bag, and this one that I've been keeping really nice. I intend to give this one to my son when he decides he wants to start going camping with me. But I really like this knife. I use it for pretty much everything, and it works really well. It's just a good all-around knife. Okay, now this is just a traditional K-bar knife. As you can see, nothing fancy about it. It's just the one I keep in my get-home bag, or my bug-out bag, as some people like to call it. It's just a good general knife, and I keep it in there to have it just in case of an emergency. My last 2 fixed blade knives are both like little custom knives. This is a little R&R blades that I got in Alaska. Nice little knife I got there, just kind of as a souvenir. And this is a knife that my father-in-law gave me. Their last name, their family name is Draper, and this is a Draper blade, as you can see right there. So they gave me this, and I kind of cherish it because it was a gift. So this is a custom handmade knife also. Now, before I move on to my folders, I wanted to show these 2 knives really quickly. These are very primitive knives, but they were made for me by a viewer, and I really, really like them. They're really sturdy, even though they're very primitive. They got the Superman logo and the Batman logo on them, so you could tell I really like them just for that alone. And I like the fact somebody took the time to make them for me. I actually have videos on these knives. If you look back in my videos, that tells you, who made them, etc. So if you're interested, look back and check them out. Okay, and finally here, I want to show you my fixed blade knives. I'm going to start off with the one that means the most to me. That's this little old timer here. I mean, this little old timer belonged to my grandfather, belongs to me now. This is something I'll pass on to my kids someday. This is probably, to me, my most valuable knife. Now, monetarily, no, but sentimentally, that is easily my most valuable knife. Now, this little knife is just a little knife that someone sent me. Actually, Stone Guy 223 sent me this. It's just got my name on there, as you can see. I use this knife at my computer a lot. I use this to open pretty much everything that needs to be opened when I'm sitting at my computer. This is a Dragonfly knife. This is actually my probably my second most valued knife, and I'll show you why here. If you look on the blade there, it says, Love, Zyler. This was the first gift my oldest son ever gave me. This is something he went and picked out because he knew I liked knives. He had it engraved. Well, he had help, but he got it engraved and gave me that as the first gift he ever gave me for Christmas. So that knife is very valuable to me. This is my everyday carry knife that I carry in my pocket. Little Spyderco Delica 4. It's orange, my favorite color. This is a knife my kids gave me for Father's Day. I carry this one every day. Like this knife. It's why it's really dirty. But this is the knife I carry in my pocket, so it gets used a lot. Now this knife is a little lone wolf paw. It's a really unique little knife. It opens really odd. You squeeze this little button here and twist it to open it up. So it's kind of a unique little knife, but it's actually a very pretty little knife too. I've bought a couple of these as gifts for people, like for Father's Day, things like that. They're nice little knives. Now this is a ProTech, and I do believe this is the Godson. It's beat up a little bit. It's got nice burl handles in here and everything, but it's a little beat up because I used to carry this every day when I lived in Oregon, because in Oregon we can carry auto knives. You can't carry these here in Washington, so I don't carry this anymore, but still keep it around. This is a Kershaw Blur. I guess they call it the Blue Blur. This is one of my favorite knives. It is a an assisted opening knife. Really nice little knife. I kind of like it. Well, actually, I really like it a lot. But like I said, we have some weird knife laws here in Washington, so I don't carry this. I don't carry any assisted opening knives. I like to carry a two-handed opening knife just to be careful. Now, this is another Kershaw knife. It's called a Nakamura, I believe. Got a little inlay right there on the metalwork. Nice burl wood on it. Just a nice little knife, something I bought because it was pretty. I didn't know much about it, but it was pretty, so I bought it. Now, this is my most recent knife purchase. This is a Hungarian pin. This is a very nice little knife. I like this one a lot. Now, this knife brings about the other part of this video that I want to talk about, where people ask me advice on knives. Well, I can't really give you a lot of advice on knives. Hate to say it, but I don't know a lot about knives. I don't know a lot about the steels. I don't know a lot about the tempering, etc. I mean, I just don't know much about them. I guess I could learn. I mean, it's not rocket science, but I'm at that age where if I learn something new, I forget something old. Like once I took a pottery class, and then later that evening I forgot that you're not supposed to rub your junk on strangers at the mall. So it's best I just stick with what I know. And I don't know a lot about knives. I just don't know a lot about them. Now, about the only thing I can tell you is buy what you like. You'll know what you like and what you don't like. Now, as far as real good advice, about the only advice I can give you, take this knife, for example, the one I just got, this Hungarian pin from Spyderco. I looked at this knife at a local shop, at a local cutlery shop. This knife was really expensive. I couldn't afford it. And then I got this knife from Knifehog.com. And it was literally about half the price buying it off the internet as it was buying it in a local shop. The markup on knives must be enormous, because I have found that to be true with most every knife I've ordered off the internet. They are half the price. It's just really a lot cheaper to buy them off the internet. So that would be my one little bit of advice on buying knives. Now, I'm not worried about supporting the knife industry or the knife culture. Knives are always going to be around. No one's attacking knives. So I don't feel the need to support every little local vendor on knives like I do on handguns. So if you want to save some money like I do when you buy knives, buy them offline. Like I said, at places like knifehog.com. They also have like a little zombie video contest going on now too. So I'll actually link knifehog.com in the comment section below. That's where I got this knife and a couple of other knives I own. And it's just a lot cheaper to buy them that way. So there you go. There's a little look at my knives. And that's really the only advice I can give you. Buy what you like. Buy what you think you'll use. And buy it offline. Go to places like knifehog.com. Save yourself a fortune when you're trying to buy a nice knife.